Good YouTube, Warstu here with another video breakdown on The Flash Season 3 Episode 2 Paradox. After a great opener last week, we have had another epic episode this week. So I'm going to do it a bit different this week. I'm going to go in reverse order. So it ended with Edward Claris, aka the rival, being killed in Iron Heights by somebody. I personally think it's Savitar because originally they let everyone believe that Savitar was the big bad, and they was like, no, that's the rival. So comment down below, do you agree with me? Is it Savitar? And we got to finally see Cisco being able to use his vibe abilities properly, and he was in the vibe suit. Did not see that coming so earlier on in the season. So Edward Claris was in this timeline and he kept getting visions of what happened during Flashpoint, which is quite interesting because he died in the actual Flashpoint timeline. So it's quite interesting that he remembered all of what's happened. He remembered Kid Flash being killed, etc. So it's very interesting how he got to remember everything. I hope we find out why he got to remember everything. And there was a scene where someone was spying on Barry down at the kind of boardwalk part. I mean, it did look like Harrison Wells to me. Could have been anyone. Someone was definitely spying on Barry down there. So that was quite interesting. So we find out that the reason that Iris and Joe West weren't talking was because of the whole not telling Iris that his mother was alive, just like I said in my video the other day. So that prediction was right, so I'm quite happy about this. It was Dante died by a drunk driver, and Cisco was really annoyed at Barry because he wouldn't go back in time to do it, but he did it for himself for selfish reasons. So is Barry a good guy? And we got our first look at Julian Albert, and he is basically saying that Barry, there's something up with him, because there's a scene where Barry asked to see Edward Claris's file, but he was never told that name by him. So he was like, how did you must have stolen a sample from me without me knowing. So it's quite interesting seeing Mr. Draco Malfoy Tom Felton play, such a strong actor in this role. Doesn't seem to like Barry, but their chemistry so far is epic considering it's the first episode that they've been working together. So really epic, and you got to see right at the end where Barry says to Caitlin, your timeline didn't really change, and then kind of snow comes up. Let me know down below, do you think this is due to Dr. Alchemy turning her into a metahuman temporarily, or do you think this is due to what Barry did in the Flashpoint? Very, very interesting. And also we got our first look at Dr. Alchemy properly, and Cisco named him Dr. Alchemy. So first proper look with his voice. He's obviously got some kind of voice modulator on like the rival has, because if there was no voice modulator you'd be able to tell who it is. Who do you think Dr. Alchemy is? Do you still think it's Tom Felton like everyone does? Personally, I hope it's not Tom Felton. I want it to be someone that isn't obvious. So that's pretty much most of what's happened in this episode. We got Jay Garrick, because Barry tried to run back in the timeline again to change the timeline, and Jay Garrick pulled him out, said, I've been keeping an eye on you, son. He knows that he's his dad's doppelganger, and he said you can't keep doing it because you can change time, but time would never be like it was before you left. So that I think finally Barry has realised that he can't keep changing the timeline, otherwise it just keep changing his life, and the life he's created due to Flashpoint is a completely different life. So that is interesting. But what's interesting for me is does this, they say during the episode that everyone that had powers in Flashpoint are most likely going to get a Flashpoint. So will Kid Flash get powers due to Flashpoint, or will he get to it due to the point in season 2 where the Flash ran into him with the Speed Force? So that's pretty much the episode in a nutshell. It was really good to see Cisco being very distant from Barry. Personally, I didn't like that. There was no chemistry, but it's quite cool to see the kind of how good the other actors can act. And Joe and Iris not talking I didn't think it was going to last that long, to be honest. So that is the main point of the actual episode. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like and comment, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.